Hello, Samuel. Could you please give an introduction about yourself?
Yeah, hi, my name is Samuel. I'm from America. I'm 25. I've been in the real world for about 7 months now, and I own a cleaning company. I've been in business for about 2 years and just moving forward.
Okay, so you've clearly had a company before joining the real world, so I'll get to that in a bit. But first, you said you joined 7 months ago. So, what was the deciding factor that made you join?
I was always following the Tates, and I was watching a lot of their emergency meetings, and I saw they were doing Hustle's University, and I never made the push to join. And I think it was one emergency meeting. It was Tate really going on, really pushing his message, and it really clicked to me that day. I had joined, and I'd say my first month, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, and I wanted to just help my business grow more and get bigger and better. So I was started with like content creation, but I found out that it wasn't really what I needed, and I kind of did leave the real world for maybe half a month, and it was like a decision that I'm like, maybe I just didn't make the best decision on the course and what I needed from it. And I should go back in and double check and make sure every course, like it could be for me, something may be better. So then I did end up rejoining. And since then, I've been on a hot streak of maybe 200 plus days in the business mastery campus with Professor Arno and all the BM, the captains, those professors. Once I found that, it has been glorious, just insane difference of what I've been seeing.
Amazing. So, you said 2 years ago you started your cleaning company. Why did you start that? How did that come about?
I've been cleaning for about like 7, 8 years now. So I was just kind of in the service industry working for like a big corporate company. I was just learning everything that I could. And I had met a great guy out here, a nice brotherhood. He had also had owned a business before that. And he kind of showed me that, hey man, there's more opportunities out here than just being at the corporate job working. So it kind of put me on a stand of let me see what I can do myself. So I had bounced around a couple other like cleaning jobs. I went to like a local cleaning company and I was like a manager for the local boss lady that was running her company. It didn't work out there. I ended up back at the same corporate company I started cleaning for, but I was on a specialty crew. So I was doing jobs that people didn't know how to do or didn't want to do, like floors, waxing, windows, construction cleans. And at that point, I was like, I really need to learn this stuff because this is going to apply to the business. So, my friend that I had met that was doing another business, he needed a job to get some more income in. So, I got him a job working at the cleaning company because it's light pay, easy work, you have small shifts, and it wasn't working out for him. So he said, I have one business. I think I can start a cleaning company. If these guys can do it, I can do it. So I was like, oh, great, man. Like, let me stay working here, get some more knowledge in. We'll grow your business. So I consider him my business partner. We each have separate businesses, but we work together on things. So he started his business about 3 years ago. I helped him get his up for like the first year, and I was just in the cleaning network so long that people were calling me every day, like, hey, let me do a cleaning. Let me do a cleaning. So I'm like, I think I should start my own company now because I'm bringing all of this and it just makes sense. So then after that, I started my own. I still worked at the corporate cleaning company for a little bit. Just they were letting me use supplies, go in there, do what I need, ask questions, call the managers. So it was a really nice network in the cleaning industry to have. And then finally, I just needed to go full time on my business to, fully just get it going and be good. And I've been self employed since November of 2024.
Okay. So, it's interesting that you've been in the same niche for such a considerable amount of time, considering you're 25. So, why did you decide to just fully go into it instead of potentially exploring other areas?
Um, I've lived on my own since I was like 16, 17, like a junior of
Mm.
high school. So I was always working like two jobs to make by, get a car, pay my rent, get food, go to high school. I tried college. It wasn't really for me, just too much. What got me into cleaning was the corporate company I had mentioned before. Coincidentally, my old stepdad had worked for that company, and his manager was a very good manager. And I always wanted him to be my manager. Like when I was younger, like 15, like that guy is great. I want him to be my boss. So then when I got older, that job was hiring when I was looking for jobs, and I just went there, and they're a good company. They treat their employees nice, good management, good people. They have nice social skills. They're all very friendly. So it just drew me in of the manager. And then he was my manager, coincidentally, too. So then I was cleaning for like 2.5 years as just a regular cleaner under him as my manager. And he's just the guy who drew me into cleaning.
Okay, interesting.
It was
And
just
then yeah,
like
you
management. I don't. I was just young, and I kind of like, from what I saw my stepdad get out of his job, I kind of felt like I wanted that out of my job in the future. I want a good boss, good structure, good pay, stuff like that, and that's kind of what drew me in. And then I just been cleaning ever since. So I
makes
like
sense.
cleaning. It's one of those satisfying things. I know, like I'd say I know things that some people don't, that you're like, oh, you could do that to floors or you could do that to the wall or the window. Like I like stuff like that. So I have a little bit of knowledge that other people may not know.
Okay, very cool. So 2 years ago, you said you started your business. So before you joined the real world, what state was your business in? And then these past 7 months, what lessons did you apply from the Business Mastery Campus? And what has that led to in terms of scaling and anything else involving your business?
Yeah. So I was sitting at like 1, 2 monthly clients. I consider one-off jobs and monthly clients separate because one-off jobs just come and go. You can't really lock them in on an agreement. So I was sitting at 1 or 2 clients. I was maybe getting a couple one-off jobs. It was at like $1,200 a month. I was barely getting by. Like it wasn't that well. Since I joined in using the sales mastery and like the network mastery and just getting out there doing cold calls and emails, it helped a lot. And I have now went up to 10 monthly clients, and I can't tell you how many one-off jobs I get. I usually, my phone stay ringing now. It's very great. My Google business profile, my website, all of that, my ads that I run, they all do very well thanks to Professor Arno and changing everything, getting that stuff reviewed. But yeah, when I first started, it wasn't going very steady. Some months I would do great, and some months would be very very bad, where you're spending all your money and maybe more. So it just had changed completely. I think I
And what
just
is it?
landed my 10th client like a week or two ago.
Good. And what is it averaging you currently monthly?
I'm sorry, say that again.
What is it currently averaging you monthly? Because you said before you joined you were around 1,200. So what stage are you at now for income?
Um, so my monthly clients average around like 4 to 5K, and my one-off jobs, give or take, I would say my months change, but I would say I bring in anywhere from 4 to 6.
Hmm. So yeah, a considerable difference for sure.
Yeah, it has been very well. I have just been continue doing what works, working on my social skills, how I speak with people, how I hold myself, try to be as professional as I can. And I go into my meetings thinking, this is my new contract. And usually it ends up being my new contract.
Hmm. Indeed, the mindset is a huge thing. So, what kind of a team have you built, and do you still do some of the cleaning job yourself, or are you purely focused on acquiring more clients and managing the business?
Yeah, that is my struggle right now. I'm at the tipping point of I really do need more help. I am doing 100% of all the cleanings, all the background, all the invoicing, all the ads, like everything to the business I have been doing. So it has been very hefty, and a lot of days have been very long with getting more clients because some are in the day, some are at night. So if it's in the day and at night, I work all day and I work all night. And I still have to find time in the day to take meetings, phone calls, emails, and do all of that. So I'd say my goal this year is to be at that scaling point and hiring more employees to get away from the cleaning aspect, because I do want to focus more on the business side of things. I definitely slack a little bit on my socials and getting my content out there and getting more business stuff out there. And I definitely would say if I could do that, I would be more at a scaling point. But right now, I just really do all of my cleanings myself. I do have like my business partner, and he does help me with my work, and I help him with his work that he has. So we have a little brotherhood team going on here, and we usually do everything like 50-50. So it's pretty good. If we have bigger jobs, we bring each other out. He actually is a little higher up than me, so he has employees on payroll that thankfully I can utilize and still pay out, even though they're not my employees. But that is my goal this year, is to get past that tipping point. I feel like I'm at this like point that I need to just push through and get away from cleaning to get into that more business side. But right now, it is a world of mess of doing all of that at once.
So yeah, a huge thing, as you're saying, would be getting employees. In which case, I want to hold you accountable and actually get on camera. How are you going to go about building a team and getting employees?
I think I start with finding the good workers. In America, we use a lot of like online sites looking for employees, and I think Arnold goes through some lessons that I can think back of making them go through a certain project or a certain thing to do while they're going through their resume and just setting up that meeting. So far, what we've done in the past has been like a month trial of cleaning to see how people clean and how things are. Because being the owner, we're a little picky on cleaning and how things look. So I want my buildings to be good every time. I don't want a complaint to come in. So just getting a good training period in with these employees that I would look to hire, have them go through like a project period, like come out and do some windows, come out and do some floors with us, see how they go there. Um, Definitely a good question. That one got me good.
Okay. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure you have some kind of plan laid out, so you actually go ahead with it now that you said it.
Yeah.
All right.
So far, I do have one guy that I have been in contact with that I met in the gym. So he kind of showed me some good discipline because I see him daily because I'm there daily. So we've been talking and he is looking for some work. I just need to jump the gun and actually bring him in to do the work. I think he's going to start on the 14th, like next month, but we've just been in conversation and I still see him in the gym and that was a good network, but it's somebody that I don't know. So I need to acquire more on him and make sure that it'd be a good fit for my company and it's not just some criminal, running the muck. But he
Um,
seems like a good guy, and I think that's a start for me right there of hiring an employee. He's kind of in the works, and we've been talking about it. Shows good discipline. He seems like he has a good head on his shoulders. He's like a family man. So
mhm. Okay, very cool. And now a more specific question. For people maybe in a similar industry that have a business that offers a service, I'm wondering what would you recommend for acquiring clients? Was giving you the biggest return on investment? Was it Facebook ads, SEO, or something else entirely?
yeah, I would say SEO and your Google business page. I noticed in cleaning, everybody is searching it up before, like, if they want something, they're going to search it. And if you show up on that search, they're more likely to call you. One thing I've noticed of my business partner also owning a cleaning company and me owning a cleaning company is we get a lot of the same leads, a lot of the same leads, people each calling our company. So it definitely is a big bidding war. I go through a lot of bidding with companies because people want to call around and look for the best price. So like your Google page is very important for a service because majority of the time they're just going to look up best cleaners or commercial cleaning in my area and you're not going to get the call like if you're not showing up. So that has helped me a lot. I haven't really got much results on my like Google, excuse me, my Facebook, my Meta ads, but my Google page and my website, those get me a lot of calls.
Okay, thank you for the insight. And now, more personal question. How has your average day changed, if at all, since joining the real world? How different was it back then compared to now?
Um, Not as lazy. I would say doing more, showing that I can do more and become more. Just actually getting to the gym every day, actually focusing on what matters, holding accountability. I have a few guys in there in the real world that they hold me accountable, making sure everything gets done in the day, making sure what I'm doing, and that definitely makes sure you stay on point in your day.
Mhm. All right, very cool. And then, have you consumed much more of Tate's content since you said you joined the real world because of the emergency meetings? So, have you been watching more? And if so, what kind of an impact has Tate had on you or your mindset?
Um, Yes and no. I'd say I go in strides. I watch a lot of lessons and go through a lot of recordings in like the top G tutorial in the business mastery class, and along with like the Talisman Chronicles, the top like T Academy. Those are very amazing. I find myself just watching like emergency meetings, and I'll follow like the Tate confidentials because they're pretty funny and they're great to watch because he's an entertaining guy. But I like Tate's message, and it brings me in. It shows me that I can be what I want to be and like chase what I want to chase. That if I put my ability to it, I'll be able to do it. And I think that's something I was missing before joining the real world. That like I didn't really see in myself that I could just go do it, and just get it done and push myself to do it, even if I fail. I think I was scared of failing as well. And failing is part of things. You got to be like, you're not going to get every client, you're not going to land every meeting. And I think that was something that I wasn't accepting, like scared to get into business. Like, oh, it's going to fail, but not everything is going to go great.
Mhm. Yeah, very well said. And since you're on this trajectory, where do you see your life heading in the short term, medium term, and long term?
Short term, I see myself still focusing on the cleaning and just running this cleaning company for like the next 5 years. I would say I want to just solely focus, getting to learn more about business. I would say that's one thing the cleaning has done is you learn a lot about business because you're doing all of that side of the business and the cleaning. So the cleaning just comes with it. Um, Medium term, I would like to see myself in like a new car, a newer house. I'm just in an apartment right now, so that's on my list of goals to get into. Long term would be to get into another business. I want to use my cleaning company as like a stepping ground into business and maybe go into some real estate or trading, stuff like that. Um, Otherwise, that's about it. I just want to grow my business, see where it goes in the next couple of years, and see if it's going to be something I want to just solely focus on as just cleaning or branch out into other businesses. If so, I want to
Mhm.
use it as like an investment ground, the money that I'm using for this business into a new business.
Makes sense. And now, let me know if this is too personal, because you mentioned you've been living alone since around 17 years old, haven't you said? So,
Yep.
why is that the case?
Um, it just family matters. My family has always struggled, so I would work and pay like the rent and the bills because I moved around a lot. So I didn't want to see my little sister move around a lot. So I stayed with my parents, and it hit a point that it was just a lot of lies and deception and just not good with money, and I didn't really want to be in that situation anymore. I want to focus on school and my life. I can't take care of my mom and my family like when I'm young. I don't. I'm not rich. We're just working the dead end job. So I decided that it was the best factor to move out, and I talked to my guidance counselor when I was in high school because this happened junior year, and I just told her the situation. She thought it was a good idea for myself, and that's what I did. And
Yeah.
then my senior year is I saved up working at Subway. I worked at Subway for 5 years in high school. That was my first ever job. I worked closing. I think I made like $12 an hour, and I saved all my money. And I bought an $800 car, and that was also my first car. So it was just family matters. I didn't want to really be around that anymore. I just knew as like it was, hey, you don't focus on you, you're going to focus on us. And that's okay. And it wasn't okay to me. And I still love my mom, and I still talk to my mom and my family, and everyone's great. I have close ties to my siblings, close tie to my dad, all my parents. It's just how life was. I have no complaints. I'm not mad about it. I love the way things go. I think the hardship and the battle I face turned me into being able to rely on myself and the stress and just get through. Like if I could get through that, I could get through it now. And it kind of just pushed me to who I am today. I don't think I talk to people my age and they're like, what, you moved out when you're, yeah, like I don't think it's a bad thing. Like I wouldn't want it to be any other way. That's what I'm trying to say.
And it's amazing that you have that perspective and that you didn't let it bring you down or crush you like it would have crushed some people. You took it as a positive, and build yourself up, and now you're in a what seems like a pretty good position, and you have good
Yeah,
plans for
we're
the
getting
future as
there.
well.
It was a tough couple. Like November, October, December kind of hit me hard, and I kind of was like, I'm gonna make more money and I'm gonna make it happen. And I just really, really pushed hard these last couple months. I was kind of just doing a lot of learning and seeing what I could do, what works, and where I need to grow at, you know? So I focused on growing there, growing those things, and it has worked out great. It's just, I would say the momentum thing is definitely real. Once you get that momentum and you keep pushing, it will continue to go, continue to push with you.
All right, amazing. So, with my final question now, I'll wrap everything up. So, since the real world was so beneficial to you, what advice or what would you say to people who are unsure about joining because they're afraid that they might get scammed for $50?
I would say just forget about it. I like the message Tate says it's less than lunch, and I actually spend a lot of money on lunch, so like I feel that when he says that, and at the end of the day, you can join for 1 month and you can see how it is. I don't think it would be, they don't ask for any other money. No one asks for any information from you. You know, I mean, sometimes, yes, there's a little foul play, but that's just anyone in life, you know. No one from the real world, but G's in the real world might have foul play. I should say that. So I would say I wouldn't look as much as a scam. And if you have worries, maybe check out some videos. I know when you look on YouTube, there is actually a immense amount of great videos that are up that talk great on the real world. Many of them, when you just look up the real world, the first couple ones are actually positive. They're not even negative. Like when you look it up, I never see negative reviews. So I think that would be enough alone to steer people away from the scam. I think there's a lot more things out in the world that are a scam and you can see it clear as day. And yeah, I just think you got to get past that and do your own research on stuff. You know, look at others. Don't just look at one thing. Maybe look at a couple things. Watch some emergency meetings. Actually, see some more about Tate. I think the internet gives a very bad twist on it because people are stuck on the reels and the scrolling. But if you actually watch a lot of those interviews or emergency meetings, it all makes sense. It all ties in, and you see the message. It's there, and I think the internet just really puts a boggle on everything that makes it a scam.
Mhm. Yeah, very well said. All right, and now for people who want to find out more about you or contact you, where can they do so?
Where can they do so? On my
Yeah.
ex, it is little G Samuel.
Okay, so we'll add that to the description of the video. And yeah, Samuel, thank you for coming on and sharing your story. Been interesting to talk to you and to see how, as I said, you committed to one niche for the past. It's probably been 7 to 8 years now, as you said, and yeah, you're building a business out of it now. You joined the real world. It allowed you to scale it quite a lot from 1,200 per month to now. I guess it depends what you average, and
Yeah,
from
I'd say
retaining
four. I would say up to
4,000.
four. I don't like
Yeah.
counting my one-off jobs because it changes every time, you know. And I'm shooting for the 10K chat, you know,
Yep.
in the BM. So I have to make sure it's a monthly consistent thing to be in there. So I don't like counting my one-off jobs. Those are just nice things that come in. So things have
Okay.
been very well. And thank you, Rokas, for your time today. Thank you for allowing me on here and reaching out. I appreciate it very much.